black smoke. When we prayed in the Spirit, I heard, "This is a war of words." It again reminded me of the word I had days back about Pastor needing to decree things over our land on behalf of the Lord. Then I saw a lot of black birds in the sky hovering at the central point over the land of Nigeria. They looked tiny like swallows. I understood that these birds represented the curses that people have been placing over our land, not necessarily by witches, but by regular individuals who have made it a habit, a lifestyle, to place curses casually and/or intentionally over the land. I saw that when these people said negative things or placed curses over the land, black smoke would emit from their mouth and go up to that central point in the sky. And on the way to that place, the smoke would morph into a swallow. So, the number of birds kept increasing, and it was seeming like it had gotten to a point where these birds were so heavy to be held up in the sky that they were going to fall back over the land. I heard the scripture that says, "A curse without a cause shall not stand," that it will keep hovering like a swallow and find no place to rest. But then I heard there have been many curses that have a cause that have been placed over our land by people who have been hurt, who have suffered injustice. But that did not mean that they necessarily had to have cursed their land and cursed the nation and say evil things about the nation. So it was right about time that these swallows were going to return back over the land and destroy the land. I saw that whenever a bird became fully formed, mature, and stayed at that point in the sky for a long time, it would then become a very heavy black stone and fall to the land. And it would crush the people and the ground in that place, totally destroying that portion of land that it falls on. I noticed that there was a very big hand, I felt to be the hand of God, in their very center that held them down and was stopping them from falling. That was why they had not fallen yet. What I was seeing with the rocks was what was supposed to happen when the birds become mature, heavy, and fall. I saw that this big hand had tiny cords in its hand that were holding the birds together at that point and not allowing them to fall. However, it seemed this hand was letting go of the birds at this time and they was meant to fall. Then I saw something that was scary. I saw that there were certain people who, when they placed a curse, they helped the birds to mature very quickly. The word about the incense bowl of the Prince of Darkness getting filled very fast. So, if there were 10 people who were placing curses over the land, the birds would just keep multiplying and growing. But there could be just one person, one individual, who would place a curse or say negative things over the land. And because of the authority that God has placed over their life, when they use the mouth which He gave them to bless and not to curse, to actually curse, tiny swallows would suddenly become very mature birds way quicker than they should have. It was like these special people had the tongue power of 10 people. The birds would become rocks faster and fall off. At that point, even the big hand would not be able to stop such birds. I heard that these people with such authority were called incense makers. I had an impression of worship leaders, intercessors, and prayer leaders. 22nd July 2024. Gam, watch.